Friday, August 7th, deputies with the Nye County Sheriff's Office investigated the death of an elderly man found near a homeless camp behind the Prump Nugget. The Nye County Sheriff's Office dispatch received a call at approximately 5:45 to report that a man was found lying in the desert just off Crawford Way and Highway 160. Deputies responded along with detectives and found the body of a 67-year-old male who was identified as Gilbert Avalar. An investigation into the cause and the circumstances of his death was conducted and remains ongoing. However, his death does not appear to be suspicious. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And after this break, find out what new studies are being done to help veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder.
News 46 is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, Nye County locates a man lost in the desert. A female is arrested for a revenge killing of a dog, and a local resident's slot machine is stolen. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, August 12, 2015. I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. Well, a man who has been reportedly missing for some time called dispatch today to report he was lost in the desert and needed help.
Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and search and rescue were called out today to locate a man who reportedly was lost in the desert. The man called into dispatch to report that he was near a mountain range and that he was also near a cave. After several hours of searching, receiving reports via cell phone GPS coordinates, dispatch zoned in on the area south of town near the dry lake bed. The man on the phone no longer responded to dispatchers' questions. The phone eventually disconnected. While vehicles searched the vast desert area near the mountain range, honing in on the missing individual who was reportedly not wearing shoes or a shirt, Sergeant David Berukowitz left his vehicle, went off on foot, slowly getting closer to where they thought he might be, according to information received. Berukowitz was able to locate the man, who was severely dehydrated and unable to walk on his own. Search and rescue, Nye County Sheriff, and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue all helped to transport the man to Desert View Hospital. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And we will have an update on this story as soon as a press release has been issued. Well, a high-impact head-on collision today required Mercy Air to transport both occupants of the two vehicles to UMC Trauma Center in Las Vegas. The accident occurred near Shoshone on Highway 127. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded and requested Mercy Air for the two patients who were reportedly in critical condition. California Highway Patrol is handling the accident investigation. We will have an update on tomorrow night's broadcast. And one female has been given a $25,000 bond after she was arrested for animal cruelty and child endangerment for a revenge shooting of a dog that killed her ducklings.
40-year-old Maria Furtado has been taken into custody for animal cruelty, neglect, and abuse of a child ×2. According to the report, on Sunday, August 9th, Nye County Sheriff's Office dispatch received a report that a woman by the name of Maria Furtado had taken a puppy into the desert near Front Site and had shot it. Deputies responded and conducted an investigation. During the investigation, it was discovered that a neighbor of Furtado had a puppy and that puppy had attacked and killed Furtado's 2 ducklings several days prior. Investigation revealed that Furtado then pulled up to her neighbor's residence, walked onto their property, took the puppy from its rope, put it in her vehicle, and left. She then continued to drive in the desert near Frontside with her 3-year-old and her 15-year-old sons in the vehicle. Deputies discovered that Furtado reached the desert. She took the puppy out of the vehicle and shot it several times. Then she made her 15-year-old son shoot the puppy additional times in front of the 3-year-old child. Furtado was arrested and booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And folks, we have an update to a dead body found Friday, August 7th behind the Pahrump Nugget.
Friday, August 7th, deputies with the Nye County Sheriff's Office investigated the death of an elderly man found near a homeless camp behind the Pahrump Nugget. The Nye County Sheriff's Office dispatch received a call at approximately 5:45 to report that a man was found lying in the desert just off Crawford Way and Highway 160. Deputies responded along with detectives and found the body of a 67-year-old male who was identified as Gilbert Avalar. An investigation into the cause and the circumstances of his death was conducted and remains ongoing. However, his death does not appear to be suspicious. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And after this break, find out what new studies are being done to help veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. Well, almost a quarter of U.S. veterans returning from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. The Veterans Administration has invested heavily in first-line treatments, but up to 60% of veterans either don't begin these treatments or drop out early. A new study evaluated another intervention, mindfulness-based stress reduction, to see if it would help veterans improve their PTSD symptoms.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
These veterans are using mindfulness-based meditation to help manage PTSD symptoms.
Becoming aware of the wandering mind.
Mindfulness is a type of technique that allows one to be more aware of what one is experiencing.
To be present and aware of their thoughts, their feelings, their experiences in a non-judgmental and accepting way.
For veterans John, Jeff, and Janae, this was an unfamiliar way to help with their PTSD symptoms.
I was skeptical. I didn't see how it could help me with my problems.
If you can envision a California freeway at night, that's the type of traffic I had in my head.
I thought it was hogwash, to tell you the truth. I didn't think it would be beneficial, but obviously all the other stuff I was trying wasn't really working.
Doctors Melissa Paluzny and Kelvin Lim and their colleagues at the Minneapolis VA Medical Center wanted to determine if the mindfulness intervention could help. 116 veterans with a diagnosis of PTSD participated in the trial. Half the group completed 9 weeks of mindfulness-based stress reduction therapy. The other had group therapy focusing on current life problems. The veterans were monitored before, during, and after treatment.
Does he have any rituals at home? Does he check the locks?
And also 2 months after completing therapy.
There was a greater improvement with the mindfulness or meditation intervention, but this was a moderate change.
Mindfulness skills were significantly associated with greater improvements in PTSD symptoms and quality of life at the 2-month follow-up.
I don't feel like I'm treading water anymore, and I feel mindfulness has brought me back to who I am and who my family can enjoy again.
I wish I would have had the opportunity when I was a young man to have been able to have this resource. I would have been a completely different person today.
I feel peace, and that has been a situation which has escaped me in the 40 years since I was last in combat.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Well, more studies are needed, but study authors say mindfulness may offer a milder form of exposure to trauma than the first-line treatments currently available. And NCSO detectives are requesting the public's assistance in regards to an investigation of a theft of a slot machine from a local residence. The machine is an older coin-style slot machine with a themed double, triple diamond and includes 3 spare coin hoppers, which are internal parts designed to collect and dispense coinage. The item was stolen from a local resident sometime between August 6th and August 7th. The address of the incident is being withheld for investigative reasons, but is located within the central part of Pahrump. Anyone with information of the whereabouts of this machine or the circumstances of this theft is urged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. Callers can remain anonymous. Well, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter says he has cancer and will undergo treatment at the Atlanta hospital. The 90-year-old Carter had surgery earlier this month to remove a small mass in his liver. Carter says he will rearrange his schedule to be treated at Emory Healthcare. Carter was the nation's 39th president. After leaving the White House, he founded the center in Atlanta in 1982 to promote healthcare, democracy, and other issues globally. And a plaque has been placed on the Veterans Memorial Wall for the town of Parump's Goodwill Ambassador who passed away this year, Andre Butch Harper.
I'm here this morning with Tom Waters and to honor our good friend Butch Harper that did so much for the town of Pahrump, Nye County, and is a Goodwill Ambassador, and the man was just relentless and in his pursuit to bring joy to everyone. And it's the least we could do to come over here and honor him with a plaque that's put on the wall.
And the plaque comes from the VA. It did take a while for them to put the brass plaque together, and that's why it's taken us this time to honor Butch in the way we wanted to. He, as Commissioner said, he did so much, and we considered him the ambassador for the town of Pahrump, but he worked for all of Nye County and Nevada. So he did so much for us. This is the least we could do for him.
He just never stopped. He was like the energized bunny. He just kept going and going and going and going. And you know, I miss him dearly. I miss his visits and to sit down and talk with the man and tell me about all the projects that he had. And the 2 girls in the northern part of the country where one of them had cancer and the other one supporting. It's just so much he did as a Goodwill Ambassador that I just hope someday someone else can come along and do that.
That's very unique for a person to go so much out of their everyday life to help others, to do something, some of the things that Butch did. And it's very important to honor them so that generations can know who he was.
Well, his wife told him before she passed away, Butch, if you want to do anything, do good stuff for people. And that's what he did. He followed his wife's wishes, and he went out and he just never stopped. I mean, he came up with all kinds of concoctions and collages, and all the things he did was just totally amazing. And it's like he never stopped. He never stopped.
This is something that the veterans have done to honor those who have passed on, those veterans who have passed on.
And so Butch is proudly displayed his plaque right up here?
Absolutely. It did take us a while to get it up, but it is something that we definitely wanted to do for him.
So what do you think about naming something else after Butch?
Well, I'm sure, as the commissioner said, there's going to be something named after him because he did so much for the town and the county. And we've got to show that we appreciated everything he's done. And not only for him, but for others that are coming along behind him. You know, when we look at children's hospitals all over the country, there's a collage in many of them because of Butch Harper.
All right, folks, we'll keep it here because we're going to have more local news for you after these messages.